Hello and welcome to my channel and this week's upload. This is where I talk about books and bricks and bookish things and spooky things and frankly anything I feel like talking about. How are you all? It is currently Wednesday the 18th of March. I think every day we kind of blurs together, now I'm retired. But I hope you're all well. Hope you're keeping well. Hope you're reading fantastic books. Hope you're enjoying the fairly decent weather, which is nice, isn't it, for a change? I have got my microphone on my little ghost because it keeps coming off on here, and I don't really know. If anybody knows how to make it stay on without going and pulling all my clothes to pieces, that would be great. But for now, the ghost steps in. This is Gary the ghost. But anyway, I am going to do my old school April plan. Old school April is a nostalgic readathon, watchathon, craftathon that's run by Kelsey over on Kelsey's Nostalgic Life now. Used to be Slime and Slashers. I think it's still under Slime and Slashers. And this is the third year I've done this. And it's just such fun. There's prompts to follow. To get points, if you want to, you can join a team. There's 4 teams. I'm on. I'll show you my badge. I bought a badge because I love a badge. Oh, I love badges. They don't do badges now, do they? Record Store Rockers. That's me. I should put that on here, shouldn't I? I should put him on here. I'll put him on there. That's what I'll do. There we go. There he is with his little badge on his head. It's just a slight piercing, darling. Don't worry about it. Anyway, this is what I am going to do for Old School April. Now, I do actually belong to Tales Point Horror Book Club, so a couple of these books will be books that we're reading during that month, and they're also all nostalgic from the 90s. And I've got a mix of stuff. I think most of the books I'm reading are from the 80s and 90s. But yeah, there's a couple I'm going to read. I think 3, 4, 5. I'll pick to 9. I'll read probably 6 or 7 more than that, but these are the ones I've picked initially. There is a couple of Kindles that I've downloaded that are very nostalgic. Let me just see if I can find them. Come on, Amy, wake up, dear. There you go. So, first of all, I'll fling them up on the screen because you won't see them on my Kindle. Is a Bumps in the Night. Bumps in the Night is kind of like Goosebumps for now, right? It's written by A.D. Arrow. They're brilliant books. Mall Madness, because this old school April this year is Mall Madness, right? So all the things, the shops that used to be in the malls in the old days when we were kids. But Bumps in the Night is kind of like a Goosebumps esque horror, although they're a little bit more horrific than Goosebumps were, but they're such fun. Mall Madness, which was the first one, I'll throw it up here, was the first book in the series. I think there's 4 now. It was just so good, so dark, brilliant cover too. The covers are fantastic. I'm going to read his new one, which is the 4th one in the series, which is called Night School Bites. I don't know anything about it. I could look actually, couldn't I? Let's have a look. Should we have a look? But yeah, they're really, really good fun. If you love Goosebumps, you'll love these books. So let me just open it and tell you what it says. Right. Here we go. Can things get any worse for Nate Belmont? Not only has his family moved to the strange town of Wordalac, but he also has to go to night school. Why? Because in Wordalac they only offer school once the sun goes down. The weirdness doesn't stop there. Nate is haunted by terrifying dreams, a mysterious graveyard, and the pale kids in his class. No way they're vampires, right? The only thing Nate knows for sure is night school bites. Doesn't that sound fun? So that's that one. And then we've got Scareville. Now, actually, Cameron Chaney, who does Library Macabre on here, who's a sweetheart and also a great author. I love Autumn Crow. I've read A.D. Arrow before, and in fact, he won a Bookstagram award last year for children's books, which I was very proud of him for. But this one was on his recommended list. He's just done a recommendation of books to read that are Goosebump-esque. And this was one I'd never heard of, Scareville. Um, So I've downloaded it. Both of these, by the way, are on Kindle Unlimited. So if you have KU, these are all free. So it says, step into the dark and twisted world of Scareville, a series that blends nostalgia with fresh, thrilling horrors for today's young readers and their parents. I don't, I have any parents. Perfect for fans of similar 90s classic, this series is designed to keep readers on the edge of their seats. In the debut book, the sleepy town of Lakewood, Ohio, gets more than it bargained for when a mysterious store named Scareville opens its doors, specializing in all things creepy, unusual, and downright terrifying. So that sounds fun. Carson and his friends, lifelong horror and Halloween lovers, are among the first to check it out. But they quickly realise, where am I? They quickly realise there's something off about the store and his strange owner, Mr. Enstrom. Has Needful Things vibes, don't you think? So yeah, that looks good. So those are the 2 Kindles so far I've got. And the rest of them are physical books. I'm desperately trying this year to get my physical TBR down. I haven't got as many as some people. I've probably got under 100 books. And I'll try and read at least 7 or 8 physical books every month to try and get that down to 0, so that I'm only reading books as I buy them. I mean, I get a book box every month, and that obviously adds it up. But so, Tales Point Horror for this month, we are reading Demon by Samantha Lee. The dream catcher will see all your dreams made flesh, but the dream demon will make you pay in blood. So that's the Tales Point Horror book for April. So I'll definitely be reading that. And then they're doing a bonus book this time, and they a couple of times a year they do one of these, which is the Points Horror Unleashed, which were only released in the UK. I don't know if they were released in the US, but they were definitely written by UK authors. This is The Carver by Jenny Jones. I have no idea what that cover is, but it looks a bit freaky because it kind of looks like skin, but I think it's wood. Be warned, the untold terror is out. I have to say, these Points Horror Unleashed, are a lot more darker than Points Horror. Because, Maddie lives near Quedgley Copse, I think it is, all her life. So she's not sure why she suddenly finds it so creepy. What about the twisted wooden puppets she glimpses hanging from the trees? Someone must have carved them. Someone who's very skilled with a knife. Maddie knows she should run for her life, but the strange figures are beckoning her to meet their maker. So those are the 2 Point Horror. And I thought, because I've got quite a few Point Horror Unleashed now, vintage copies. So I thought I'd read another one. The Cunning Man. This is the first. It's like a real person on the cover. Weird. Finn's not all sure about the Salt House, overlooking Westwater Bay. It brings back all her nightmare fears of drowning, of the ghosts of the dead reaching for her, and Westwater is dangerous. Oh. And Westwater is dangerous. Countless seafarers have drowned here, their ships lost, broken on the vicious Viper Rocks. Lured by the wreckers' false lights, summoned by the dark enchantments of cunning men, masters of storms and tide. Or so the legend says. And this one actually has a quote from the Daily Telegraph. I've never seen one with a quote on before. Enough drama and atmosphere to keep you right on the edge. On the edge of what? We won't know, but I'll let you know, my friends. So that's that one. I couldn't do this without a couple of Goosebumps. I've got all the Goosebumps books and the Terrorland books. I haven't got all of the different series, but the main series of Goosebumps. So, and I haven't read them all. So I'm going to read this one. Stay Out of the Basement by R.L. Stine. Dr. Brewer is doing a little plant testing in the basement. Harmless, really. But Margaret and Casey are worried about their father, especially when they meet the plants he is growing. Then they notice their father is developing plant-like tendencies. Very Little Shop of Horrors. So great covers these are, aren't they? And then I'm also reading one from Horrorland, which is Who's Your Mummy? I love Egyptian fiction, so this should be fun. Abby and Peter are staying with Uncle Jonathan in an eerie old village. Their uncle knows a lot about Egypt, and his living room even looks like an ancient tomb. Do other secrets lurk inside the house? Mum's the word. And again, another great cover. I'm really looking forward to reading that. And then on to more modern books, I guess, that have a nostalgic feel. I've had this one for a while and I've just not got around to reading it. One of Us by Craig DeLuey. I love his books. Children of Red Peak is one of my favourite books by him. And Stuff for the Children is just exceptional. Although you should not read that if you have kids because it is deeply disturbing. But I love his writing. They call it the plague, a generation of children born with extreme genetic mutations. They call him a freak, but Dog is just a boy who wants to be treated as normal. They call him dangerous. They might be right. The story of a lost generation and a boy who just wants to be one of us. I think this is going to break my heart, but that's that one. And then I have got both of these books, and I haven't read them yet, which will be shocking to most people who know me because I absolutely love Buffy. But In Every Generation by Kendara Blake. I haven't really looked at the synopsis, but I do understand that it's about Willow's daughter, who is a witch and a slayer. So yeah, looking forward to that. I love Kendara Blake's writing. I loved Anna Dressed in Blood. So I'm looking forward to reading that. I haven't read it yet. I haven't got the second one. I think there's a second or third one, maybe 2 or 3. But this is the first one. So I'll read that and see how I get on. I've also got, because Spike was always my favourite character, Bloody Fool for Love by William Ritter. William Ritter, which is a Spike from Buffy prequel. So this will be when he was, full on demonic. I don't know if Angelus is in it. I hope Drusilla's in it because I love Drusilla. But yeah, I don't know a lot about it. I'm not really going to read the synopsis, but Itchy knows. So that's what I'm going to read. So those are the books I'm reading for the readathon part. Well, the ones I've initially picked, and then I'll throw more in because that's really not enough for me for the month. But yeah, that's what I've picked so far. Quite looking forward to. Oh God, such an itchy nose. Sorry. Anyway, for the watchathon part, I don't watch a lot of television and films generally. I'm not a kind of person that has television on all the time. The only time I really ever watch television is if I'm building Lego, and then I have it on in the background. But I thought I'd give it a go, and there's a couple of films I haven't seen for a while. I thought I'd quite fancy seeing. So the first one, well, the first 3, I love this trilogy. The Evil Dead. This is a special edition 4-disc collection. Um, Evil Dead, Evil Dead 2, Evil Dead 3, and a bonus disc featuring the 4.3 unmatted version. This is a lovely set, so I'm looking forward to rewatching that. I haven't watched it for years now. I absolutely love it. I love Sam Raimi and I love Bruce Campbell. So one of the nicest men I've ever met. And I was very much a fangirl when I met him. Absolutely love his stuff. So I'm looking forward to that. I also absolutely love Tremors. This was bought for me by my husband a couple of years ago for Christmas, and it is a 7-movie collection. Who knew there were 7 movies, kids? Did you know there was 7? Um, includes Tremors, Tremors 2, Aftershocks, Tremors 3, Back to Perfection, Tremors 4, The Legend Begins, Tremors 5, Bloodlines, Tremors, A Cold Day in Hell, and the all-new movie Tremors, Shrieker Island. Now, the first one of this is the best film of them all, I'm sure of it. I didn't dislike the second one, to be honest. Um, Maybe because I just love Michael Gross in these films. I mean, he's just so funny. He's just so funny. So, I'll probably watch the first and second one. I might watch the last one. I didn't watch that one. But yeah, I love the first one especially. I think it's just such a good film. So I watch that. I'm also going to watch the end. Probably not all of them. Season 5 of Angel. I love the last. I love a few episodes in this. I don't like all the episodes. I always think you don't like all the episodes of everything. It's impossible. There's some in this that are good and some of the rubbish. I hated season 2 of Angel. I thought that was terrible. But the end of this, when it all goes to pot, I like the last 5 episodes are just excellent. So I'll definitely be watching those. But this is the 6 disc, 22 season, 5 episodes, 7 featurettes, commentaries, by Joss Whedon, David Boreanaz, and David Fury. We don't talk about Joss Whedon, do we, at the moment? But I love David Boreanaz. So yeah, I'm gonna watch that. Then I haven't watched for ages, and this is one of my favorite films, The Craft. Physical media coming back, my friends, isn't it? Oh, it's coming back, isn't it? I'm so glad I've got a lot of these on DVD. I've got quite a few videos too, but unfortunately, I don't have a video player anymore, so it's pointless showing you them. I've got this on video too. I love this film, absolutely love it. I didn't enjoy the second one, but this one is it's a classic for a reason. It's just such fun. So I should be watching that. I'm also going to watch The Lost Boys because I haven't watched this since last year. It's a yearly watch for me. This was another special edition that I bought. Actually, I don't even think I've opened this because I have actually got another copy of this that I use to watch all the time. This is a new copy that they brought out, like a special edition one for the anniversary of it or something. So I'm going to watch that. Lost Boys, another classic. We all love this. We all love this. And then one of my favourite films of all time, The Wicker Man. I love this film. It is so deeply pagan and disturbing. And I just love it. It's one of the best horror films ever made, in my opinion. I love Christopher Lee. It's just so good. It's just so good. Edward Woodward in this is just, I don't know, the top has come apart and I have to do that down. But anyway, it's just so good. Ingrid, what's her name? Ingrid somebody? What's her name? Ingrid Pitt, is it? I can't find the names of the people. Ingrid Pitt is in this, who's just, a classic from Hammer Horror and, the old horror films. I don't have any Hammer Horror. That's hard to say, by the way, on physical media. I need to do that because I love the old Hammer Horror films. Britt Eklund obviously is in this as well. I love it. I just love it. So that's what I'm planning on watching. I don't know how many I'll get through. As I say, I'm not much of a watcher person, really. Also, as part of, I'll be doing points, obviously, for the Record Stored Rockers. I've got to print off all my prompts and stuff. But I'll also be building some Lego, which is my part of the craftathon. I've also started, I do a lot of crafts, I draw, I paint, I sew, I knit, I crochet, I make resin, I make my own jewellery, I make cards, I make paper crafts. I do a lot of stuff. But I am going to get back into, which I haven't done for a while, cross stitch. So I got this one. It's a little teddy bear, and I'm going to do it for my granddaughter. Yeah, it's quite cute. I think this one, unlike anything I've ever used before, it's like a printed Aida, and you just follow the colours, like paint by numbers, but sewing. Who knew? My sister loves them, so she bought that one for me. So I'm going to do that. But apart from that, I'm also going to be building some Lego. I mean, of course I am. I may actually start my the Milky Way one, which I have, which I'll fling up here because I'm not getting the box out because it's too big. I might do that one, certainly, but I will definitely be doing this one, which is the spring wreath. I'll probably do this version, which is kind of generically spring, as opposed to, it's hard to do one-handed, isn't it? That one, which is far more like Eastery. Do you know what I mean? I might do that one briefly and then take off. I don't know. I'll see how I feel. But I tend to put these things up and I don't put them down. My Halloween wreath is still up. But yeah, so I'll see how I feel. So I definitely want to do that one because obviously it's Easter in April. And I will definitely be building the Blue Astronaut. I love the buildable minifigures. I've got one behind me you can see with his suitcase next to Gizmo and hey. But I absolutely love them. I love it, and I couldn't resist getting this one, so I'll be doing that. And his head opens. Oops, and there's a little alien inside. Can you see? So yeah, that looks fun. I'm going to do that. I'm also waiting on Project Hail Mary Lego, which has just come. Project Hail Mary is one of my favourite sci-fis. I reread it actually in this month, because the film's coming out, I believe, in March, end of March, April, not sure. I wasn't absolutely sure that Ryan Gosling would fit in my head as the character of Grace, and but I've seen a few previews and I like it. I especially love Rocky. If you've never read the story, it's about humanity's um, desperation, because there's this um, thing that's eating the sun, basically, and all of humanity could die. So they send this mission away to a planetary system and a sun far, far away, right? That for some reason is not affected by this. It's called astrophage, which is, it actually turns out to be sentient, but not sentient, but alive. Um, so they send them 3 people out, and obviously they put them all into like a coma sleep, because obviously it's many, many years into the future, like 16 years. I think it took them, 13 years. 13 years. I think it's 13. Anyway, so he wakes up, he can't remember who he is, and the other 2 don't wake up. And then he's trying to figure out how to work everything, because he can't remember who he is, or why he's there, or what he's doing. It takes a while for his brain, because he's been in a coma for 13 years. Um, and then he sees another spaceship from an alien race, and that's Rocky, who is a alien and almost like a little robot himself in a way. And he's got robots working on his ship. It's just the most beautifully touching, endearing. It's just so enriching, the story, because it starts out as kind of a straight up science fiction, and in a lot of ways it's old school science fiction, but it turns into something so much more than that, something so much more human, and it's just beautiful. It's just a beautiful story, and I reread it again, and I loved it as much as I loved it the first time, and I can't wait to see the film. So I bought the Lego, made a Lego of the ship with the Ryan Gosling character who plays Grace, and Rocky, and I've ordered that, so I'll probably be making that as well. But yeah, that's me. So that is old school April Mole Madness. I will put a link down below to Kelsey's introduction video if any of you want to join in. There's also a Google Docs where you can download the prompts. There's loads of stuff you can download. There's photos, and I mean, a lot of these photos I've put up, they're from there. She puts a lot of effort into this, and she just does such a fantastic job, and it's such fun. There's also a photo challenge that takes place on Instagram by Apple and Alchemy, which is called Sad Sick April, which works. It's just a kind of alongside it, but its own thing, where there's prompts each day, and you can post a photo on your story or on your feed. It's all nostalgic. This is actually Doctor Who one this year, so I'll definitely be doing that one. But it's such fun. There's a lovely community. There's a Discord. Um, just go and check out the video if you fancy doing something a bit nostalgic for April. I mean, that's what it is, right? That's what the fun is. But anyway, my friends, that's all for now. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed it, please give me a big thumbs up. Subscribe if you enjoyed it. And I'll be back next week. I think at least from today, I'm going to do a vlog. Never done one, a weekly vlog, which will be like my general life and reading. And next Wednesday, I'm going out with my friends for our monthly breakfast and trundle. So there'll be some of that on there as well. And yeah, so my upload will be later next week, next Wednesday. But my friends, hope you have a beautiful week, whatever you're doing. Stay warm, stay hydrated, and keep reading fantastic books, building Lego, watching great films. Take care of yourselves. Bye.